Hi, having a great day. You're watching JVG Entertainment, and for this video, I'm gonna be going into my spoiler review for Spider-Man: No Way Home, which just came out. I saw it like around a day ago or something like that. So let my emotions calm down, let me reflect on the movie and everything. And yeah, I think I'm ready to give a spoiler review. And there's a lot to talk about. So yeah, let's get started. But before that, please make sure to leave a like if very much helps out the video, and subscribe for a lot more content coming from Spider-Man: No Way Home. Trust me, there's gonna be a lot of content. So subscribe. And lastly, comment below what were your own thoughts of the movie down below. I'm definitely curious. You can comment down spoilers since this is a spoiler review. Okay, one last time, spoiler review. So spoiler warning. Okay, you have been warned. Okay, now let's get into the movie. Let's get into the spoiler review. And there's so much to talk about, which is why I'm really just gonna rush the intro because there's so much to talk about. This movie was massive, really massive. To be honest, I was very surprised. I was like, no, this is huge. It was really massive. So let's start with the big thing, the elephant in the room, and that is obviously the three Spider-Mans. The three Spider-Mans showed up, and oh my god, I was so happy. Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland on screen at the same time. That was incredible. A dream come true. Literally, it was like a dream come true. I can't believe it. Like every time I see those scenes, I'm like, this is incredible. You know, it was so good. I couldn't believe it. It was just an awesome thing to see. So it was just awesome. I really liked that. I thought they did a great job handling them coming back. Especially, I thought they did especially a great job handling how Andrew Garfield came back. I think he had a better role in the movie than Tobey Maguire did. Personally, I mean, I thought Tobey Maguire was great, especially his interaction with Dr. Octavius. That one got me. I was like, oh, that's really nice. But I thought Andrew Garfield just had a better story, just because of I think it was more like because of the place where he was left off with Gwen Stacy dying. I thought it was a lot more interesting. You know, the fact whenever he was like, I stopped holding my punches, and he started like killing. That's what I assume. You know, those type of things, that different thing that were a lot more interesting, you know. But I just thought it was great. And the fact how Toby and Andrew had like understood themselves a lot more like than Tom Holland understood the other two Spider-Mans. I felt like that relationship was really good, like really great. And honestly, please make a spin-off of those two Spider-Mans in the same movie. Like that would be really awesome. I thought they had a great relationship. Like it really worked. I really dug it. So yeah, that was really good. But yeah, but they had a great time. They had a lot of screen time in the movie, which I was also very happy. I didn't want it to have like 5 minutes and that was it. No, they had a lot of time in this movie, which is great. And I'm gonna be honest, when it was so cool to see Tobey Maguire suit up again and like finally like swing with the original suit. I was like, oh my god, it felt like I was watching one of the original movies, which is so crazy. So yeah, that was great. All the jokes landed whenever it came up to those three. I thought all the jokes landed. The web fluid one, the can you palm my back one, all those jokes, I thought they really landed, and they were great. The Harry Osborn one where he was like, yeah, I saw Harry Osborn, like, and I was like, I was scared. That one landed, and everything like that. I thought it really landed. So yeah, I thought they brought him back perfectly. I thought Tobey Maguire did a great job playing Peter Parker again. I did feel like he was different from how he actually acted in the original movies. I thought I don't know. I mean, I can see it makes sense because it seems like they have time already passed, like a lot of time already passed. So I can see that makes sense. I wish they kind of would have showed us where he was at his life, like a little flashback, or like before he crossed the border where he was, just to have an idea of how much time has passed or how much things have happened in his life. So then we can know, okay, this is why he's acting like this now, because he seemed like a lot of a nicer person, a lot less impulsive, and you know, I want to see like, how did he get to this point? You know what I mean? So I wish I would have seen that. Like I wish we would have gotten to see that, at least like a little recap of where he's at in his life to truly understand it. Because even through the conversations, it didn't give us that much of information. It just said that MJ and him are together, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I would have really appreciated more information. So yeah, that's my complaint about it. But still, I thought he did a great job playing him. I thought that the scene was especially moving whenever he was talking about whenever Uncle Ben died and he wanted revenge. I thought that was incredibly moving. So yeah, that was great. I really did like that. So yeah, they had great scenes. I really did. I really enjoyed it, and his comedy was really great. And I think this is like what Tobey Maguire's first movie since like 2013 or something like that. Like it's crazy. Like great job. I really did enjoy it. But like I said, I did think Andrew Garfield stood out more. I think that he was so far. I had to think about this more. I'm actually making a video on ranking all the characters. But so far, spoiler alert for that video, if you do end up watching it, I do think that so far that Andrew Garfield was my favorite character in the movie, of Spider-Man, obviously. I mean, I just thought that he brought so much layers to his character once again. Like that, so far he's my favorite Spider-Man, just by the way. So I might be a little biased, but honestly I do feel it that way. Even if I don't think even if he wasn't my favorite Spider-Man, I think I would still feel that way, because I think he did a great job. I think Andrew Garfield did a great job playing him from the moment when he came back, and that was really cool. So then whenever he was talking about now pulling his punches to Tom Holland after his Aunt May died, I thought that was really good. To whenever he saved MJ, which was such a great scene whenever he saved MJ, and it was super short too. It was like a 30-second scene. But whenever he saved MJ and he was like, "Are you okay?" and she was like, "Yeah, are you okay?" and he just looked like he wanted to like burst out crying. That I was like, that like his acting was really well done. Like his face acting in that scene was just incredible, and things like that to me just made him so interesting as a character in this movie. Just because, like I said, I feel like he got left off in a very interesting spot before with Amazing Spider-Man 2. So yeah, I thought that was really good. And I just thought he did a great job. I really did. I enjoyed all of them, but I didn't think that he just stood out. Every scene that he was in, he stole. Even with Tobey Maguire, whenever he was like, I know I like Andrew Garfield more, but I was like 99% sure that I was gonna like Tobey Maguire more just because nostalgia. Like I grew up with Tobey Maguire movies, so I was probably gonna be like Tobey Maguire. But even like that, whenever they had the scenes that they both had together, I still thought that Andrew stood out more, which is surprising. So yeah, that I'm just telling you right now, I really did dig Andrew in this movie. But like I said, I really thought Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire had the best chemistry in the movie. Like they had incredible chemistry. Please give me like a spin-off or something. Like they were awesome. Just them two together, thought they were awesome. Tom Holland felt like the odd one out, probably because he's a lot younger, and in context of the Spider-Man. But yeah, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield had a great chemistry, so that was great. Okay, and I'm talking about three Spider-Mans. I know that's the biggest topic, but let's move on to actually talking about the plot of the movie. And I'm going to start from the start, from Peter's identity being revealed. And I'll be honest, I didn't like how this plot was handled almost at all. I found it dumb how the movie started. It started off with a really funny type of vibe, which I didn't like, because the post-credit scene for Far From Home made it sound like super serious, like holy crap, like this is terrible, like he's getting framed for murder, people are gonna go after him, there's gonna be consequences. And in here, they just kind of handled it like a joke, which is what I didn't like. Like I thought it was very jokely, like whenever like he goes to like his apartment, and then like it looks like him and Ninja are like about to do the nasty, and then it also looks like Happy and then Peter also finds out that Happy and Ma broke up, and they're like trying to hide that everybody knows his identity now. Like I don't know what they were going there. Like they were gonna find it no matter what. And I just found it like super dumb. It was like a funny scene whenever it should be like a freaking out scene. Like I have to get you out of here right now before somebody like starts shooting this place. So that's what I found super dumb. I just found that so dumb, the way that it was handled in a funny way, in a comedy way, rather than a actual serious dumb. So yeah, I thought that was dumb. However, it was obviously all worth it just to see Matt Murdock again, played by Charlie Cox, which was so good. It was such a short scene too, but I don't care. It was great. Like it was Matt Murdock again, and he acted exactly like Matt Murdock. He seemed like he just came from the Daredevil show straight up to this, because he acted exactly the same. You knew from the moment when you saw the cane, that was Matt Murdock. There was nothing to hide it. That was Matt Murdock. Also, he's looking fresh for like his new hairstyle. That looks pretty nice. But yeah, he gave amazing legal advice. Like, yeah, you might have won the legal battle, but then there's still the public eyesight. I thought he's great. Like, you can definitely tell that he's a great lawyer. I just love that. And also, whenever they threw the bottle and he just catched it, like, oh my god, it was so good. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, Matt Murdock, the GOAT. I can't wait to see where he's next. I already have a video on that, so if you want to check that out, it's right here. Watch the War. It's rumored that he's gonna show up next with all his like upcoming projects and league contracts and everything. So check out that video if you want to check it out. I definitely enjoy that. But yeah, awesome. I'm just gonna say it was awesome, and I really did enjoy that. So Matt Murdock really kind of, it was like, okay, fine. I can see why I'm gonna enjoy this movie, but so far I'm not. But Matt Murdock gave me hope, and hope was right, because the movie ended up turning out amazing. But yeah, the start of the movie, like that whole plot point wasn't really for me. The MIT thing especially, like you're telling me that you destroyed the universe because of not gonna send it to college type of thing. That's the thing that made me really mad. I thought it was gonna be because like he was getting hunted down. His life was like a mystery. Like everybody was hunting him down. People were like trying to kill him. Like stuff like that. I thought it was gonna go more of that serious route, because let's be honest, that's exactly how I would play in real life. Like almost every mercenary, now that they know, would go for his loved ones and him. And instead it was just because, oh, I didn't go to college and they're my friends. I guess I gotta change the universe, you know what I mean? And I thought that was so dumb. in so many levels. And I was with Doctor Strange whenever he said all this for a college application because I agree. I thought it was so dumb, so dumb. And yeah, I really didn't like that. I was like, I couldn't just make like this super epic start of the movie where like his whole world is colliding. People are trying to get him left and right, and everything like that. And instead, it kind of just gave it the funny route, which is why I didn't like it. So yeah, the start of the movie really wasn't for me. I was like, no. So yeah, but it was like it wasn't bad. Like I said, it was like I didn't hate it. I just don't like the approach that they took on it. The if you just think about the approach that they did take on it, I think they did a okay job. Like I think they did like a solid 7 out of 10 job for like taking that approach. But I think like if they would have taken this other approach, it would have been way better, which is why I'm saying. But yeah, moving on from that, once the spell finally happens, which by the way, Peter Parker was so dumb like during that spell, it just also annoying. Like he was just like talking, like even after the whole floor started exploding, he was still talking. Like, oh my god, just shut up! Like it's so obvious that it's not going okay. Like just stop. Like he got annoying. I'm not gonna lie. In that scene, he did get annoying. I was like, please shut up. But it's okay because then it was worth it for the rest of the movie. But yeah, after that, whenever we finally get to see Doctor Octavius versus Spider-Man, that was a great fight scene. I really enjoyed that fight scene. But it was really cool. It kind of sucks that it was mostly all already shown in the trailer. Well, like 50% of it was shown in the trailer. That kind of sucked, and like not in the trailers only, but like in the trailer and the clips. Basically everything that was released was from that fight. So basically, we saw a lot of that fight. So yeah, but I still really enjoyed that fight. I thought it was really good. Just seeing the tentacles again with like new CGI, it looked awesome. Like I thought they moved perfectly fine. I thought they moved exactly like the original movie, but even better because of the new CGI and everything. And I just really did like that fight. I thought it did a great job. And then I also didn't expect whenever he got like the nanites on him. I thought it was because he was gonna get an upgrade, not because he was gonna get a downgrade because Peter Parker could control it. I thought that was super cool, and I thought it was really cool to think of nanites like a Bluetooth device. That was really awesome. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. That fight was really good. Anyways, from that fight, I am still not like kind of mad that Green Goblin wasn't in that fight. Like I was like, what? Green Goblin is in this fight? Because you know they had already teased in the trailer that he throws the bomb in the bridge and it's gonna blow up. And then they kind of leave before he can fight Green Goblin, and I was like, dang it, I want to see that bridge fight. So yeah, I was like, no, but it's okay because we got a lot of more fights with him, so it was fine. But that would have been so cool. I really want to see him fight, but it's okay. It's fine. I'm not gonna complain. But it was, it's just, I was like, no, but it's okay. It's cool. So yeah, then we learn what's truly happening. Like all these villains are coming because they know Peter Parker's identity, which doesn't make sense because Electro doesn't know Peter Parker's identity. So I don't know why he came here. You know, stuff like that didn't make sense. There was a lot of plot holes in this movie, but it's fine because there was so much stuff happening in this movie as well. But yeah, it was still really good. Like I really enjoyed that. Like he starts talking to Dr. Octavius and everything, which I thought was pretty cool. Doctor Strange is here and there, and then you know they go capture the rest of the villains. So they go capture Electro, which I thought was a pretty cool scene. I wish it would have done a lot more with the electricity. Like I felt that the action sequences, at least with all of the villains except for Green Goblin and Doc Ock, were so lackluster. Like I don't know, that Electro fight scene in that scene in the woods was okay. It was like okay, whatever. Also, the suit, the black and the golden and black suit was also okay. Like it looked really cool in the straight up dark. But as soon as any light came near it, you can tell like it was like upside, like it was like the other side of the shirt or like the other side of the suit. So yeah, I was like, it doesn't look as cool as I thought it was going to look. But it looked cool with the magic webs, so that was cool. So yeah, I like that. But yeah, Electro was like cool. Like he had a completely different look for no reason. But yeah, I did like the Sandman help him. I thought that was really cool. Like oh yeah, Sandman is good. But I don't know. I don't know because apparently everybody's supposed to die fighting Spider-Man, but he's not dead. I heard from lead coverage that I read and saw where much people thinks that Doctor Strange told Peter Parker about how Tobey Maguire Spider-Man killed Sandman, and how Andrew Garfield killed Lizard, but then we never saw that. So then, as in the code of the movie, it just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Also, if Tobey Maguire killed Sandman, then why would he be helping Spider-Man? You know, things like that don't make sense. So that got me thinking, but it's okay. I like Simon fighting Electro. I wish he would have had a better fight, but I thought it was really smart what he did with like a tornado. So that was really cool. So yeah, that was cool and all. And also it was kind of funny, like because he was naked and it was like, are you gonna just pretend that I'm not but naked? I thought that was pretty funny. That was a pretty fun joke. And then we go back to like the prison, and you see the lizard where everybody thinks it's a dinosaur, but then he talks all fancy and everything. Which I do gotta say, I kind of didn't like what they did with the lizard in this movie because the lizard very recently rewatched Amazing Spider-Man. In fact, here's my review if you want to check it out. In order to like prepare for this movie, obviously. And I thought Lizard had a lot of layers in that movie, like a lot of deep layers. Like he's really trying to evolve. I thought he had a lot of character development in that movie. Only for in this movie for him to be like a really one note type of thing, and mostly just a joke, if not straight up just a joke. So yeah, I was like, why? Just then why even do it? You know what I mean? I know they couldn't bring back the actor, I think because of COVID, which is why he was always on lizard form. But I just don't. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy that. I thought they took all the layers off him and just made him a joke, which is a big problem for the MCU. As like I said, my biggest complaint about this movie so far is the introduction, because or like the whole plot about his secret identity, because it was just taken so lightly and like a joke instead of actually being like serious and like the actual thing that like the actual real world thing that would happen. So yeah, that's the same thing for Lizard. Like Lizard's all his layers and everything kind of just got taken away, and he was just a joke. And Sandman to some point had that. Like at the very start, I thought he had a great layers, like helping Peter and everything. I thought that was really cool. But then from there, he kind of turned into a one note villain. I don't even know why he turned bad, to be honest. But yeah, he turned into a one note villain. So it was like, so those two villains kind of got put into the side, and I feel bad for them because they got almost like no character development, and they basically are like at the bottom of the list of best characters, basically. So yeah, that sucks, especially since they respect the movies that were pretty good. So yeah, okay. So moving on. Next up, we see that Norman Osborn is like fighting the Green Goblin. He breaks the Green Goblin mask, which made for a really cool shot. Whenever the Green Goblin mask is like broken, I thought that made for a really cool shot. And then he goes to Feast, which was so overhyped some of the pictures because we all thought, oh, Mission Negative, but no, it was like just Feast. But yeah, we saw Feast and Amazed there, and he calls Peter and it's like, oh, I think we have a guy that you're looking for. And then there's someone Osborn, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. Like I thought that was kind of missing from the original Spider-Man, and that is that Norman Osborn is basically like this guy that's fighting the Green Goblin. You know, he's like two different personalities, kind of like the Hulk. Two completely different personalities, and they're fighting for control, just as, kind of like I said, the Hulk. So I always felt like we didn't get enough of that in the original Spider-Man movie, and I still feel like we didn't get enough of that in this movie. But what it did do was really great, which is in this scene, whenever like they really he's really scared and terrified of the things that he maybe could have done and everything. So yeah, I thought that made complete sense. I thought those things really worked. I thought what's his name? Why am I forgetting the name of the actor? Willem Dafoe. There you go. I don't know. I forgot it. I thought Willem Dafoe did a great job playing those scenes, playing Norman Osborn and Green Goblin. I thought he did a great job playing both characters. Yeah, he was just awesome. Great job. Props to Willem Dafoe for playing those scenes so well, because wow, he did. I thought he really excelled as Green Goblin and Norman Osborn. Like I really believe those two roles and everything, and that they were completely different people. So yeah, great job. So yeah, I like that scene. Whenever he like meets someone else, and he starts getting compassion for like these villains, he starts to realize like, you know, these villains aren't really that bad. You know, these villains have their own stories. Peter Parker, obviously, and then when he brings him back, and Doctor Strange is completely merciful. He's like he's completely non-merciful. He like puts him in jail, and he's like, we gotta kill him. And Peter Parker obviously can allow that. So then they go into like the portal, and or like the mirror dimension. They go into the mirror dimension, and they start fighting. And that fight was really, really, really cool. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a really awesome fight. Really, really awesome fight. Like wow. Doctor Strange, his tricks were really awesome. Like whenever he did the spider, like he shot the spider web, and it was like a portal, and it came back to him. Really, really cool. Whenever they did that, whenever he did the thing that took him off the body, obviously from Doctor Strange 1, it was really cool. The Grand Canyon thing, the things, and I like how Peter Parker figured out by symmetry, and I mean by geometry, even though I took geometry and I don't know what he's talking about at all. But yeah, I think that was pretty cool. I thought that made a lot of sense, and it looked really cool whenever Doctor Strange got all webbed up from around. That looked really awesome. So yeah, I made for some really cool shots, and it was a really cool fight scene. It was not as cool as whenever Mysterio fought Spider-Man in the last movie, but it just made for a really cool fight scene, and the BFX were top notch in that. So yeah, really great job there. Really, really did enjoy that. So yeah, and then from there, it takes him to Happy's apartment, which, by the way, I thought was really funny how they went to Happy's apartment. So that it takes him to Happy's apartment, and then from there they start chilling. They start trying to figure out how to save everybody. And I thought it was really nice to see Peter Parker working with Norman Osborn. I thought that's really cool. I don't know, every time I see Peter Parker work with Norman Osborn, like the good version of him, I thought that's really good, really nice. I know there's different depictions. There's like Norman Osborn where he's still evil, and there's like this Norman Osborn where he's like two different personalities. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I really like how they were working together. And then they solved the Dr. Octavius thing, which is super cool. And as soon as Dr. James became good, I was like so happy to see him be good again. He just radiated this happiness, this niceness off him, and I thought he was just awesome. Alfred Molina really did a great job playing him because at a difference from like Tobey Maguire, which like I said, I feel like kind of feel like a very different version of his character, maybe because of time, but we still felt very different. Alfred Molina felt like he just came straight up from those movies. Like whenever he's evil, like in the bridge scene, he felt like he came from those movies, which is really really good. I was like, yes, he literally feels like the same character. And then as soon as he turns good, he literally feels exactly how he felt before he turned evil in Spider-Man 2. Like he completely feels like that. So that felt really awesome, and it's just really nice to have. And like I said, I just really like having him in the good side. I feel like he just fits very well in the good side. So yeah, great job for doing that, Peter. I just was so happy. And then from there, they start trying to fix everybody else. So they have the thing for Electro and everything, and they're trying to do a cure for Norman Osborn, and then from there he goes insane. And I really like that scene whenever he has like the spider sense that something's going on wrong, and he goes in the middle and there's like all the villains around him, and he's just like looking around and choosing which one is the one that's gonna do something bad. So I thought that scene worked really well. Like that was really well done. And then it's Norman Osborn, and then chaos breaks loose, and yeah, it gets pretty bad. I thought Norman Osborn did a great job of convincing all the villains to join him. He was like, "You're gonna be normal again. Nobody's gonna care about you." Stuff like that. You know what I mean? And yeah, it was really cool. It was really, really, really cool. Whenever they got into the fight scene, I thought the fight scene was awesome. So I kind of saw that all the villains just kind of dipped. Sandman just dipped. Electro just kind of like blew off something and dipped. And he threw Dr. Octavius from the building, which is really mean. Like, how dare you? He's so nice. How could you throw him off? But obviously the highlight was obviously what's his name? Why am I forgetting? Green Goblin versus Peter Parker, and I thought it was a great job doing it. I thought it felt a lot of the stakes for Aunt May throughout the whole fight scene, which is why I felt like this is one of my favorite scenes, because you actually feel the stakes unlike the start of the movie. And so yeah, the whole time throughout that fight scene, like I'm just scared for Aunt May. Like if I was in her situation, I would I don't know how I'm gonna survive. But yeah, the whole time I was scary. I was like, oh my god, so sorry for you, Aunt May. But yeah, it was great. I think I thought feeling those stakes was a great thing to feel. And then obviously I really enjoyed to see like a hand-to-hand combat with Spider-Man, because I completely forgot how strong Norman Osborn is, or Green Goblin is, because he is enhanced, you know what I mean? And it was a lot like, the original movie, whenever he tears off the mask with the bomb and everything. It was a lot like that, and I really especially enjoyed whenever he's punching him and he's falling through the floors. That looked really, really cool, visually awesome. And then lands right where Aunt May is. Kind of reminds me like the Suicide Squad whenever Bloodsport lands right where John Cena and Peacemaker is about to kill Ratcatcher. Kind of reminds me of that a lot actually, but this one obviously in a different situation. But that was really really cool. The hallway scene between those two was really awesome. Like you felt they're like, this is a really raw fight, So I really like that hand-to-hand combat. Thought it looked really really awesome. I wasn't a fan of how the fight scene was edited though. Like it was a lot of quick shots. Like it was like this, and then quickly it edited to the other side, and then it quickly edited to this other side, and then it quickly edited to the other side, and it kind of lost me a lot of times. I was like, oh, okay, chill with that. It's too much fast editing, so I didn't like that. Like also with Electro being involved, a lot of the fight scenes, he kind of ruined the whole lighting of the scene. So they have this lighting, and then he throws a big lighting, and you kind of can't see anything that's happening around the lightning. So also that was a problem for me. I think it's because of the yellow lighting that he has. It creates that problem, because with the blue lighting that wasn't a problem, but now it is. So it's part of the yellow lighting. Obviously it's more comic book accurate, but if it's gonna be a problem, just keep it blue, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It was a problem for me though. But moving on, we have Norman Osborn, and my favorite part is whenever they're finally on the ground and he's beating the crap out of Peter. He grabs his head. He's like that. He punches him in his face, and then he's like, "You'll thank me one day, Peter." And then the glider comes, and then it crashes through where Aunt May is to the back, which was really really well done. I completely thought that glider was gonna go through Aunt May. I thought it was gonna go through her, just like how Norman Osborn died. That's what I expected, because it just makes sense to expect that, obviously. But no, she didn't. That didn't happen. It was more like the thing just fell on all the debris on her, which I'm still surprised that she survived that for a little bit. But then from there, Green Goblin just completely did. He was like, "Goodbye, Peter," and that was a sad scene. That was a really sad scene. and visually very well done. John Watts, the director, and the cinematographer. I don't know who the cinematographer is, but John Watts and the cinematographer did a great job with that scene. With Aunt May dying, like they're like, at first she's like, I'm okay. Like you can tell, like she's hurt, but she's not like deadly injured. Same thing for him, but little do they know that she's dying, and none of them know. Like she's just slowly walking to her death, basically, which is so sad. And then Happy gets here, which is super cool as she dies. And then the police and the cops get here, so you start feeling all these stakes and like this rage and everything, and it's just building up, and it just makes for this really really cool scene and really really emotional scene. And then she gives the with great power comes her responsibility, which I think is cool. I don't mind it. I don't love it either that she gives it. I'm just like, then what did Uncle Ben tell you, Peter? Because Uncle Ben is in this universe, as we found out in What If. So I was like, so then what did Uncle Ben say? Did he not tell you that? So I don't know, but it was cool. Still, I thought it was a great job that she did it, anyways. And I thought just the fact that she goes like she didn't know that she was dying. She thought she was perfectly fine, but she died. It was so emotional. I just really really thought it was great. Really, it was just, I really love that scene. And then Happy gets her with the car, and then like the cops are like the laser rays, the laser guns are like, they're not laser guns, but like the guns with laser are like pointing on Happy, and it just makes for the cool shot that we saw in the trailer, which we were all like, Happy's going to die, no, but it wasn't Happy. Oh, and I also moving a little bit back. I love whenever Norman Osborn throws the bomb, and then Peter tries to catches it, and then like he does move it, but it still blows up on him. So that was a really really great job. I have no idea what his plan was to do. Like, was he trying to die? But whatever his plan was, I thought it was really really well done. The scene itself was really well done, and I kind of wish that he would have had like his mask like broken, kind of like Toby, and after that would have been awesome. That's my only complaint. I wish he would have done that, but it's still, I thought it was a great scene. Happy looks so devastated whenever he saw Aunt May die, and he's like trying to buy time for Peter. They shoot him in the shoulder, which was even sadder, and then he leaves. And then from there we go to one of, if not my favorite scene. I had to reflect on it a little bit more, but that is whenever like it's raining. Peter's like, you know that shot from the trailer where this shot from the trailer whenever he's like on the middle of the rain, he's all bloody and everything. I love that scene. It was so well done. You just feel like the posters, and then you hear James Jonah Jameson saying Spider-Man's the menace and whatever, and like the lighting of the scene is, it's just, I completely love that. Like it was like some of my favorite, like I said, if not my favorite scene. And like the screen pops up, like the big James Jonah Jameson screen pops up, calling him a menace as he's like in the middle, really small shadow of him, and it was just so well done for me. I absolutely adored that scene. I completely enjoyed it. You felt his emotion, you felt his pain. Then meanwhile, you know, the public is criticizing him as honestly that would happen in real life and everything, and it just makes perfect sense to me. Like it worked from all the ways. John Watts outdid himself with those shots. That like whenever the rain is falling, I thought it looked incredible. The lighting, like I said, it looks incredible. The shot with James Jonah Jameson and Peter Parker's shadow, incredible. And all that honestly just worked for me so well. So yeah, 100% worked for me. Some of the best parts of the movie. And then from there we do get to the introduction of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, which by the way, Ned now knows magic, and I don't know how I feel about that because I actually just don't like the character of Ned. I think that is like an annoying person. Like he's such a bad friend. Like he gave up Peter at the start whenever there was the cops because he's so stupid. And then I don't know. I just don't like him. His Spider-Man No Way Home. Far From Home especially showed that. Like he just completely abandoned Spider-Man throughout the trip just to be with his girlfriend, and then he called him only for help. I don't know. It's just he's not a good friend. I don't like him. So the fact that he learned magic means that he's going to be in the MCU a lot more, which is sad because I don't want it to be in the MCU a lot more. But oh well, he learned magically, even though Doctor Strange took forever to learn it. But okay, fine. I'm not going to criticize. It's cool, whatever. I did make up for a great moment at the end whenever he got the cape. I thought that was awesome. So yeah, they could make up for that great moment. But then, like I said, Andrew Garfield shows up, which is so good. I immediately recognized it was Andrew Garfield by like, the suit. I was like, "That's Andrew Garfield!" Before anybody did, before my brothers did, at least before the people that I was sitting with did. I was like, "That's Andrew Garfield" because of the suit. Like you immediately recognized it. I immediately recognized it, and then as he got closer, you can tell. Like that's when you can tell. But whenever he first showed up, I automatically knew, just because I thought it looked exactly. But I guess nobody else, so cool. But yeah, he came out and everything, and he took off his mask, which was I was super happy. It's like, oh my god, it was just incredible. And then Tobey Maguire shows up, and also really incredible. And then like it's funny because like he's like trying to prove that he's Peter Parker, and like he climbs on the wall to get the spider web. I thought it was pretty funny. That scene worked really well for me. Great job in bringing them back. I did feel like hopefully it would have been more epic, but it wasn't that epic just because they went for the comedy side again, which is like as I said, it's another one of my complaints. That's my main complaint. Whenever they go to the comedy side and sacrifice epicness, but in this case it worked just because it was too epic, just because they were back. So it's okay. I'll allow it. I don't. It's okay. I'm still very happy that they came back. That's why I'm really very happy. I'm so grateful. Thank God that they came back. But then we had this super deep conversation between Peter Parker and the other, well, between the three Peter Parkers. I guess that's more like I would say it. Like I said, I just absolutely love this scene. Tobey Maguire talking about Uncle Ben and how that he wanted revenge and everything was incredible. Andrew Garfield talking about how Gwen Stacy led him through a dark path and he stopped pulling his punches and everything. Also incredible. So Tom Holland talking about how he wants to kill Green Goblin. Also incredible. And all that honestly was just so well done, and I just completely enjoyed that. So yeah, very well done for that scene. And then from there, the movie moves on really, really fast. They go to the science lab, which was also super cool to just see them work all together and experiments. And the jokes landed there, like I said, the Harry Osborn joke landed. Whenever he was like, "Oh yeah, Harry Osborn's dead," he turned evil. He tried to kill me, and then Ned is like, "Don't worry, I just won't turn evil." So I thought that was really funny. They were like the chemistry, like I said, the chemistry between Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield was amazing. Whenever they were like talking, "Do you have a life?" Yeah, and like the chemistry they both had, it was just so well. Like I just want a spin off of them. Like I think they just work so well together. They could make a spin off, please. I want a movie from them too. It just would be awesome. But yeah, they work very very well with each other. So I really enjoyed that a lot. And the whole thing of them both being smart was incredible. I just completely enjoy that 100%. And then they go to the Statue of Liberty and they talk about like web fluid. Oh no, that was before that, I think. Talk about web fluid, which is pretty cool. The one where he cracks the back was such a nice reference because obviously whenever Tobey Maguire in the original movies was like, "Oh, my back," so it was such a nice reference, and it just made it for some great scenes. So then finally the villains show up and obviously chaos breaks loose. So that was pretty cool. And the coolest thing was whenever Tobey Maguire puts on the mask, Andrew Garfield puts on the mask, Tom Holland puts on the mask, and they swing the three of them together, and like there's the moon and everything. Oh, that was so awesome! That was so cool. Also, it just makes sense that they would completely fail the first time because nobody's used to working in a team except for Tom Holland Spider-Man. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I would have some complaints about that fight scene though. I kind of wish that they used their skills differently. Like they don't have the same skills. They all have like different skills. For example, Tobey Maguire could have used experience to lead the team, and instead they made Tom Holland Spider-Man lead the team. So you see, like that, I didn't like. Andrew Garfield knows a lot more about wrestling, I think, than anybody else. So I wish that they would have done something with that. And then like Tom Holland, he's a lot more technology wise. And he knows a lot more of, like the actual place where they're at. So I wish they would have used those type of strategies. Instead, they were, and that's just like a thing. I'm not saying that those are the strategies they're supposed to use, but like something like that, like references their own movies, instead of like using like, "Oh yeah, I'm your team leader and you're gonna do this and you're gonna do this." I didn't really like that, and they kind of all had the same skills. Now I kind of wish that they differentiated each other because they're very different Spider-Mans. They have completely different fighting techniques and everything. So, like for example, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man fights a lot more like a spider than Tobey Maguire or Tom Holland Spider-Man does. Stuff like that. So I wish that would have gone into play, but oh well, I couldn't really do anything about it, but that was my complaint. But still, it was a pretty cool fight scene. Of course, we knew that the lizard was going to get punched. Whenever I saw that, I was just so happy to see, oh yes, it is the three Spider-Mans. Whenever it's like Sandman, Lizard, and Electro against the three Spider-Mans, I was so happy because in the trailer, obviously, they edited them out. So yeah, that was cool. And that whole fight scene was cool. I really did enjoy that. My favorite part was obviously whenever Electro was like beating them, and then Dr. Octavius shows up and he goes to the top and he's like, "I got them," and then he like beats Electro. I thought it was really cool. And then like he gets obviously got, like I mentioned earlier in the rest of the video, he comes back with Tobey Maguire and then meet up again. And he's like, "I'm trying to do better." Oh, that was so good. I was just so happy to see. I just got me emotional. I was like, that's good. I really did dig that. I was like, oh, that's really nice. Then whenever we see Electro with Andrew Garfield, and then he says like he expected a black Spider-Man, that was funny. And obviously it's a big references to Miles. Whenever he's like, "I'm sure it's a black Spider-Man out there." Miles just Big Red Alert, Miles. I was like, Miles, Miles, Miles. So yeah, definitely Miles is gonna come to live action very soon, hopefully. If not, we have Spider-Man to Spider-Verse 2, which I'm also super excited to see. So yeah, yeah, I love that. I love their interaction. I wish they had a little bit more time. I especially wish that Tobey Maguire had more time with Sandman, and that Andrew Garfield had more time with Lizard. I wish that would have been such a world of a difference, especially with Lizard. I think Andrew Garfield with Lizard would have been really, really good. I think they had a very nice backstory with each other to the point where like they probably could have done a great job. And and Sandman, I think they could have catched up because obviously Sandman also has a very dark, it's a very straight backstory with Tobey Maguire, and like he set him straight, like he made him good again. So yeah, I think that we could have had more scenes like that, but the movie was already long enough. But I don't care. I would have seen a 3-hour movie. I don't care. But give me those scenes. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see the latest scenes for this movie. Like they're gonna be insane. I want to see those latest scenes now, but because you can tell that they cut it and they chopped a lot off. But I don't care. I can't wait to see the latest scenes. But then we see that Green Goblin shows up, blows the thing up. Well, Doctor Strange comes back first. Then he blows the thing up. Green Goblin blows the little box up, and then like I mentioned earlier, MJ was falling. And like I mentioned, one of my first scenes was whenever Andrew Garfield catched her, and that face acting that he gave was so emotional. I love that scene. I love that scene. Love. I absolutely love it. And then we get to see that. Okay, it's time for the final fight. Tom Holland Spider-Man versus Green Goblin, and it's very hand-to-hand combat. And I also really like that they fought in like the shield. I thought that was really cool. Like in the shield, that's the fight place. I thought that was really awesome. So yeah, the fist fight was really, really like grounded. You know, it was like really cool. I really enjoyed that. And I'm just gonna say, Willem Dafoe's face acting during the fight scenes, not only in this one but also in the past one, was really cool. Whenever like he laughs as he get punched, kind of reminded me of the Joker whenever Batman punches him and he laughs. But it was just super, super awesome. I really enjoyed that. I'm so happy they took off the mask because Willem Dafoe's acting and during those scenes makes the scenes so much better. So yeah, great kudos to Willem Dafoe for playing those action scenes amazingly. That he wanted to play those on purpose. Like he wasn't going to come back if he couldn't play the action sequences. And I'm glad that he said that because it made a world of a difference. So yeah, good job, Willem Dafoe. But yeah, that action was super cool. His lines were awesome. He's like, you don't have the guts to kill me and everything like that. And then Tom Holland's like, that's because I want to kill you myself. So yeah, all that really, 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 really cool. So yeah, that all worked out for me. The fight scene was really cool. And then like finally, Tom Holland gets the upper edge and he's like beating the crap out of Green Goblin, which is like super, super awesome. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. He was like having his John Walker moment, and it definitely felt like John Walker moment. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. I kind of wish like there was like a little bit of blood spluttered because there was like no blood on his face, and it was like, this is so unbelievable. But whatever. And then whenever he finally gets the glider, that was super awesome. That was super, super, super awesome. And it was super awesome because obviously that's the way that Green Goblin died in the first movie, by his own glider, but because of his own fault. But this time, it would have been because of Peter Parker actually killed him with his own glider, which is why it's like so poetic and ironic. So yeah, it's just super cool. I really thought that was cool. And then whenever Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man give themselves like the stare, like this isn't good. Like I'm saying, spin off of them too, please. They have the perfect chemistry. But anyways, that really works for me. And then he goes and he stops the thing, just like Harry stopped the thing from Venom whenever he was trying to kill him in Spider-Man 3. I was like, oh, that is so sad. And in that moment, I was like, he's going to die, isn't he? And sure enough, he gets stabbed in the back, and I was like, no. I said, you think that he's going to die. And then Andrew Garfield throws him the cure, and he puts the cure on him, which is super cool. And yeah, I was like, wow, okay. I kind of wish that he would have killed him. I thought he would have taken Spider-Man to a really dark spot, but it's okay. I'm okay with that. Both shows would have been really cool. But anyways, they finally took the cure for Norman Osborn, which is cool. And then what's the thing? Oh, and then Tom Maguire's like stabbed, but yeah, he's fine. So cool. Then why even get him stabbed in the first place? I don't know. That didn't work for me that much. I was like, okay, cool. I mean, I guess you have to keep the scene moving somehow. I don't know. I was like, okay, then why get him started in the first place? But whatever. And yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty awesome. So then that was just like, I can't hold it any longer, and like the whole thing is just like breaking apart and everything. So Tom Holland's like, okay, you can make it way to forget about me, which is a big sacrifice, like a huge sacrifice, especially because of the MJ, obviously. So it's a massive sacrifice. He's not gonna know any, like it's just gonna be really bad for him. But it's what I think Peter Parker. I think it's what the right choice was for Peter Parker as a character. I think he finally needs to sacrifice something because I think. The MCU Spider-Man really hasn't had lost anything, so I think that was a really good job to do this. Just besides Tony Stark, he really hasn't lost anything, so I was really happy about the fact that he's finally sacrificing something because that's what Spider-Man's all about. That's what Peter Parker's all about, sacrificing himself for the greater good. Like I said, great power comes with responsibility. He has the great power, and now he has the responsibility to do this, to fix it for the world. So, yeah, I thought that it was a great thing to do, and I thought it really worked. So yeah, he says goodbye to the three Spider-Mans, which is like super nice, and like I really liked whenever they were all three of them hugged. That was so good and nice. Which reminds me also back whenever they were fighting in the Statue of Liberty, whenever they made the new plan, and Andrew Garfield was like, wait, I love you guys. I just love his Spider-Man. He's my favorite Spider-Man. I mean, come on. Amazing Spider-Man 3, please. I just want to see Andrew Garfield against Spider-Man. Please bring him back. Somehow, some way, just bring him back. But yeah, that was great. And yeah, whenever they hugged, that was so nice. And Tom Holland was like saying, like, he was like, oh, thank you for the help and everything. And they were like, yeah, don't worry about it. It was just great. The chemistry just worked so well. And then whenever Tom Holland leaves and Andrew Garfield's like, you're in so much pain, aren't you? And Tobey Maguire was like, yep. That was really funny. I really enjoyed it. And then Tom Holland goes and says goodbye to MJ and Ned. And after that scene worked well, I wasn't in tears or nothing. I didn't think we got that emotional, to be honest. But I still thought it worked pretty well. I love the way it was shot, like the sun in the background and everything. I thought it looked really nice. So yeah, that looked cool. That looked incredible. But besides that, and besides like the emotion that it did give, it didn't give a lot of emotion, but it gave some emotion. It was still fun. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm more curious to see where that plot is going to go in future movies than in this movie. But yeah, it was cool. I thought it was cool. I wish I would have. I don't know. I wish I would have. I don't know. Maybe it was the music. Maybe it needed a set in music. Scored really makes a world of a difference. I'm not entirely sure, but something just didn't click for me in that scene that made me like start crying. I think it was still sad, like I said, but not like no. It wasn't like no. It was like dang, that sucks so bad. But you know what I mean? That's how I felt at least. And that's what finally happened. So everybody's going back, and once again, the look that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield gave each other is so. I was like, I just want to see you guys work together again. Please bring them together. I mean, that was awesome. I'm be honest, that was great. That was awesome. So yeah, and then from there we move on to the action in the movie where nobody remembers him. He goes to MA's funeral, or not to the funeral, to her tombstone, and Happy doesn't remember that, so that was really sad. I completely forgot about that nobody remembered, and I didn't realize Happy wouldn't remember him. So whenever Happy was like, "How do you know her?" I was like, "Oh my god, that is so sad." So yeah, that was super sad. I felt so bad for Peter. I was like, "Dang, that sucks. That sucks so bad." So yeah, really bad for that. But still, that was a great emotional scene. When it was like, I just lost a friend very recently, Tony Stark, obviously, and I thought all that worked incredibly well. I really hope Happy and Tom Holland and Spider-Man can become friends again or something, because that's so sad. But yeah, anyways, also they got the shop scene, the shop scene whenever he goes to visit Zendaya's MJ, and I thought that scene worked well. I thought it worked pretty well. I think it was for way too long of a time. I think it took way too long on it, but I still think it worked well. I just wish that it would have taken a little bit less. But I still think it worked well. I definitely understand the reason why he didn't do it, like with the Band-Aid. Like, I just thought it all worked well. I just thought it was too long. Like, I would have cut off like a minute of it to make it move faster, and then maybe I would have been like, yeah. But yeah, I think it worked out really well. And like I said, I can't wait to see what they do with that plot moving forward in the next movies. And then we finally get to the scene that I was very excited to see. And as he gets his own apartment, and I really thought that the guy from the rent guy was going to show up. I really thought it was going to be the same guy, but nobody showed up. You heard somebody say he paid me the rent or something, but he never showed up. I was like, dang it. But still, he got the apartment. He got like already like some bills or something. He got like a newspaper or like a I don't know what to call it, like an envelope. There you go. It kind of look like bills, but I don't know. And he's like making a new suit and everything, and he has like the radio station cops, just like classic Spider-Man, which I really enjoy. I'll be honest. And that scene, all I thought about was the PS4 Spider-Man. I was like, this is exactly like the opening scene from the PS4 Spider-Man game. And I'm not complaining because that's incredible. Obviously, his is a little bit different from the PS4, but like basically it's the same idea, same concept, and I just really thought and enjoyed it. It just felt like this is the classic Spider-Man. This is Spider-Man, so that was very very awesome. And so yeah, we get the new suit. It's very very like red with very light blue. I haven't like I it's so classic. Like you can't have a problem with it. It's just I like other suits better just because I don't like that bright of a color personally. But it just looks so good. I was like, oh, I can't wait till we get to see like a good image of it, and hopefully like I don't know. I want some Funko Pops from this movie. I don't know which one I'm gonna get though, but or which ones I'm gonna get, but. Let's see what they can come up with. I'm definitely very curious to see, and I'm definitely curious to see how the suit looks going forward into the MCU. Like, how is it going to look in the movies? I really want to see more of the suit. But then we start shooting into like this really like it looks like neon blue because it's like night sky in New York City during the holidays, and it just looks really nice. And it makes these really beautiful shots. And yeah, and I thought it was a great ending. It was very well done, and I just great job, great job. I was just very very happy. So yeah, great job. I was very happy, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great end to the movie and a great future setup for Tom Holland Spider-Man going to MIT and college thing, and great. And he finally feels like Spider-Man. Like I said, he's not rich. He can't have anybody else's money. Nobody knows him anymore. And I don't know. He's just incredible. Like yes, just yes, just yes. That's all I gotta say. Just yes. So yeah, that was great. That was the movie. That was a big long spoiler review. I'm sorry for this video being so long. I just had a lot of things to say about this movie. A lot to get off my chest. So yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did get this far, then please leave a like. Please, it very much helps my video, so please leave a like. As well as subscribe for a lot of other content of Spider-Man No Home. As you can see, I didn't cover the post-credit scenes in this video because first of all, it's already way too long, and second of all, because I make independent videos for both of those post-credit scenes. So subscribe for all those videos and a lot of more content of Spider-Man No Home in general. So subscribe for all of that, and lastly, leave a comment below with your own thoughts of the movie down below. I'm very curious, favorite scene, anything that you just want to talk about this movie that it could be spoilers, without spoilers, I don't care. Tell me in the comments. I'm just definitely curious to hear different people's opinions and thoughts of this movie. So yeah. And yeah, that'll be it. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. And this is J Entertainment out.